Constant communication with self. September 24, 2014. I am IlliaEm, Elohim of Arcturus. As an Elohim I am a holder of form. I have come to bestow a great gift on you. However, first allow me to tell you about the force of creation. Elohim are the higher selves of Devas, who are the higher selves of elementals. It is the task of Elohim, as well as all the members of the Devic kingdom, to assist beings in holding a form body, allowing them to incarnate into a manifest reality, which they choose to hold a form. You and Gaia have many elementals within your physical body. These elementals are supervised by their Devas, who are the group elemental for their element. These elementals and Devas assist all 3D beings in creating and holding their 3D form. Because Gaia, and all her inhabitants, is undergoing the ascension process, all life on Gaia is incrementally rising in vibration. With each small shift in resonance, your form slightly alters. Because of this, the elementals, Devas, and Elohim are now extremely busy. In fact, your human body and the planetary body of Gaia are altering their structure, beginning with the DNA. Therefore, I, IlliaEm, am here to assist you, persons and planet, in your transformation. You see, as you change the resonance frequency of your body you also shift realities. Therefore, we members of the Devic kingdom are not only assisting you in holding the form of your earth vessel, but we are also assisting Gaia in holding the form of all forms within and upon her ever-changing planet. This shifting of forms and realities is much like climbing a steep mountain cliff. First you reach up as far as you can, to place your pylon into the cliff. Then you attach your safety tether to the pylon so that you are connected to something solid as you move up the cliff. Then, when you feel ready, you pull yourself up to the position of the pylon. It is best to remain there for a while, to assure that you are stable, before you repeat the same process, again and again. This climb is precisely what you are doing now. First you reach up in vibration to a higher frequency of your multidimensional self. Then you attach your attention, pylon, to that self. When you feel ready, you use your intention, safety tether, to pull your resonance up in vibration until it matches the self to whom you have attached. Just as the mountain climber's view of the world changes each time a higher pylon is reached, your reality shifts each time you move into a higher frequency of yourself. Because your body has risen in resonance, you are able to consciously perceive a higher frequency reality. The reality was always there, but it was formerly beyond your ability to perceive it. Once you are able to become aware of a reality, you can also be in that reality. In order to stay conscious in that higher vibration, however, you must maintain your body, and/or consciousness, at that frequency. In other words, you must hold the form of your new body, just as the mountain climber must hold his position on a higher part of the mountain. Gradually, you are changing from a third-dimensional, to a fourth-dimensional, to a fifth-dimensional body and reality. You are transforming your form from that of carbon, 3D, to etheric, 4D, to light body, 5D. Hence, this transition will often make you feel fatigued. Your alteration is much like that of a snake that has outgrown its old skin and must shed it. Slowly but surely, your old skin is being released so that your new model, light body, can be revealed. You will not die. In fact, you won't even appear to be of light with your physical eyes, as your external shell will maintain the same vibration as the planet, so that you and Gaia may perform your ascension together. You and Gaia are encased in the shell of the old you. Inside the shell, you are transforming into light body. You will keep this protective encasement until it is time for you to crack the shell, in synchronicity with Gaia and all the other members of the grounded planetary ascension team. This cracking of the shell will commence at the time when the 3D matrix begins to so degrade that the points of cohesion loosen. The 3D game will begin its ending when enough of the illusions of separation and limitation are released by the awakening light workers. Every time you say no to illusion, no to limitation, and no to extinct beliefs that separate one from another, The 3D matrix loosens. This process will come slowly at first but will steadily gather speed. Unfortunately, due to their fears and indoctrinations from the past, many humans, as well as other members of Gaia's kingdom, are still living in survival-based reality. Happily, as each player of the game awakens, their first task is to awaken others. The progression of awakening will quickly accelerate as each of you awakens and, in turn, awaken others, who awaken others, who awaken others. Your awakening is a process of integrating your soul or self into your physical body. Integrating your soul or self is much like resting by the pylon to which you have just ascended. Ascension, like climbing a cliff, is done bit by bit. I, IlliaEm, wish to congratulate you on your journey so far. You have now integrated your soul or self into your first, second, third, and fourth chakras. Please, allow yourself time to adjust to these changes, as well as to each new reality. As your lower chakras, 1 through 3, are recalibrated, you experience more and more freedom from living in survival mode. This freedom feels like a huge transition in your life. With the calibration of your fourth, heart chakra, there are more major changes, both in your life and in your body, as you integrate the unconditional love of your soul or self. This foundation of unconditional love gives you the courage to awaken your own force of creation that has been locked in your throat chakra. During the integration of your throat chakra, your consciousness will expand to encompass the fifth dimension and your brain waves will shift from beta to alpha to theta. Beta wave consciousness will become increasingly tedious, and you will crave the force of creation in your everyday life. At this point you will likely feel out of sync with members of your previous reality who have not yet awakened their force of creation and still believe that they must work hard to get what they want. As your consciousness expands, your body accepts more prana into your chakras spin faster due to the increased prana, and deeper levels of darkness are released from your physical form. As age-old darkness is released, the secrets of your alternate reality's past lives are experienced, often in a vivid fashion. Until these realities are healed and released, life can be quite challenging. During this cleansing, remember that you are creating your personal tunnel of light through your lower astral body. I wish to remind you that, as you clear your own lower astral body, you are also clearing the lower astral body of Gaia. It is the lower astral body in which your ancient pain and fear is trapped. Once it is cleared, more light can come into your consciousness and into the collective consciousness of Gaia. Your physical shell becomes thinner and more pliable as your fourth dimensional aura is cleared of old dissonance. It is true that you have already cleared much of your darkness, but as you move higher up in consciousness, you also move deeper down into your unconscious self. Also, due to the alteration of your DNA, you are now clearing old genetic memories that were formerly inaccessible. Because of your great progress, you are transitioning from the fourth dimension to the fifth dimension, which is a greater leap than the transition from the third to the fourth dimension. The shift in consciousness from third to fourth dimension is much more familiar than the shift from fourth into fifth dimension, because the third and fourth dimensions have been interwoven in all of your Earth incarnations. In fact, Lemuria and Atlantis were more fourth dimensional than third. Then, after the fall of Atlantis, the portal to the fourth dimensional kingdom of Fairy was open for quite some time. In addition, you visit the fourth dimension every night during your sleep, and have crossed over into it every time you have died. On the other hand, you have only experienced the fifth dimension during very spiritual lifetimes in which you actually ascended at the time of your death. In your ascension in these lifetimes, you were able to consciously cross over into the loving acceptance of your spirit guides. However, your earth vessel was usually discarded, and a new one was created for your next incarnation. On the other hand, during this era of planetary ascension, many of you will keep an earth vessel for your visits to the old earth, so that you may more easily assist the new ascending ones. This will be much like keeping a car at your office, so that you will have transportation while you are at work. In fact, many of you are having one reality in which you can freely be yourself, and another reality in which you must keep up the facade of being only third-dimensional. You are doing this so that you can perform your mission in the silence. Once you have fully integrated your throat chakra, you will find it much more difficult to keep up your facade, and easier to come out into the world as yourself. The challenge is that it is difficult enough to successfully and happily live one earth life, and your transformation is creating the experience of simultaneously living many lives. Fortunately, with the integration of the throat chakra, you are in constant communication with your multidimensional self, who is quite familiar with concurrently living in multiple realities. This constant communication will guide you, just as, increasingly, you will guide others. With the integration of your fifth chakra, the human emotions of the second chakra will convert into the higher octave emotions of the fifth chakra. The integration of your heart chakra has allowed you to feel unconditional love and compassion for yourself, which gives you a firm foundation for escalation of your emotions to the next octave. The constant communication with yourself will continuously offer you an antidote for the toxic emotions of the third dimension. When you feel angry, yourself will remind you that you can choose to understand. When you become sad, yourself will assist you to release what is complete into the flow. And, when you experience fear, yourself will bask you in unconditional love to give you strength to fulfill the initiation that you have created. Because you continuously hear the voice of yourself, and see through the eyes of your soul, memories from home constantly distract you from what you should be doing and encourage you to, instead, do what you want to do. Eventually, it will become easier for you to remember that you no longer want to engage in the dramas of the 3D game. Since you can now see through many illusions, you are more able to unconditionally accept and unconditionally forgive the behavior and actions of those who are still trapped in the 3D matrix. Please take a moment now to integrate my message. I will return shortly to lead you in the throat chakra meditation. Always. IlliaEm. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.com